like most people during this time of war, I spend a certain part of the day looking at news reports about what's going on in Eretz Israel, about the war. And every morning that we see the number of young men, young Jewish boys, from secular backgrounds, from religious backgrounds, who died in the fighting. There are others who are maimed. The world is getting a good look at us because we're not whoever they imagine us to be. We are a multitude of races, a multitude of nationalities, of differences in culture, all kinds that are somehow melding in Israel. And one of the forces that is causing the melding to take place is the hate of those who surround us. They define us. Maybe we got mixed up. I once heard Mayor Kahana, who's an interesting person, but a little bit off, in my opinion, say that who do the Jewish people think they are? Well, he's talking about, people who really don't know who they are. They don't know what it means to be a Jew. And they live Gentile lives, but they're still Jewish. And I know because I come from these people, they're my people. We are the Jewish people. But the question is how do we find our way back to the ultimate truth? And today we're living in a world where the word truth is just bandied around like unbelievable. Who knows the truth? It's all political. And it's all potentially going to lead to violence. And it has. So maybe the violence is just beginning. Maybe it's a way to stem that violence. And so that we look for how is it possible to stem the violence? Because the real truth is the name Yud, K, Vav, K, Yud. And if you don't understand Hebrew that well, it's the name's a tetragrammaton. This tetragrammaton is the formula of the creation of the universe. It can be looked into very deeply. But in fact, it is the ultimate truth. So it has to be looked into. So therefore, how do we find it? In the multitude of the news reports. And we understand that the news now is very, very much in favor of most news. Most of the oppressed peoples of the world, like the Arabs, they're not oppressors. They're oppressed. So that's the general attitude of the news today. And the Jews are being forced to recognize that they're Jewish or not. So many of us are intermarried. And let's think about something else. I look at the names of people who have joined subscribed to the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and I see a lot of them are Spanish names. One has to understand we will get to that in Dr. Chaim Beinart, what happened in Spain. But the truth of the fact is that many Jews were forced into Christianity, no feeling for it, forced under the rule of an education of the priests. How in the world will we ever find our way out? But like I say, that I see so many Latin names that are associated with our subscriptions. People who are trying to find their way back. What does back mean? And that's where our psalm comes in. So this is Psalm number 124-21, and I say psalm, but they're songs. So as we said before, the music is lost, but the words, the poetry are here. He says this song differs from all others in this series. There's a series called Mizmor, is a Shir HaMalos. It's called the Song of Ascents. It means, in other words, elevating beyond the trials of this life and this world. The Sabbath is dedicated to Ma'alos, to ascending, to the ascents. It describes the means whereby Israel finds the strength. See, that's the point. We see every day that boys are dying. And they're fighting for their survival. We understand that. But where is the real strength coming from? Where does it have to attain godly heights and ascend to his glorious presence? That's where the strength comes from. This divine assistance is granted when Israel forsakes its faith in all earthly powers, the United States, the Europeans, and lifts its eyes only to God. You see, only my thinking is that by looking at the nations and thinking we want to be like them, we just want to be a regular nation, But then again, you look at the European nations from which I'm Ashkenaz, so from the Ashkenazi point of view, They murdered us and butchered us from one end to the other, but we survived. And we're back on our land. Well, their nature of being butchers, butchering each other, and we had to get in the middle of it, hasn't changed, no matter what it looks like. The divine assistance is granted when Israel forsakes its faith in all earthly powers and lifts its eyes only to God. This is coming. I don't know how long it will take. Israel is truly secure when it recognizes that all mortal protectors, and let's face the facts, we don't live forever. Joe Biden is right now the president. He won't live forever. Or Donald Trump if he's the next president. Or what's going on in the European Union. Or who's running what country in the Arab world. It doesn't matter. He says that all mortal protectors are frail and unreliable. Only the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. That is verse 4. We're going to see that. When all Jews fully recognize this concept, what's the concept? God will redeem us. He will redeem us from exile, and God will guard our departure from foreign soil, and we will come back on our arrival into Eretz Israel from this time forth and forever. Let's look at the psalm. This is our path to being saved by Hashem, and our path to joining and being davek to Hashem. A song to the ascents. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. From where will come my help? My help comes from Hashem, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, maker of heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to falter. Your guardian will not slumber. Behold, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Hashem is your guardian. Hashem is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. Hashem will protect you from every evil. He will guard your soul. Hashem will guard your departure and your arrival from this time and forever. This is Baruch Fleischman, your very own Saba, here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. And this has been song number 121, written by our King, King David.